tutti e bentornati al mio vlog. Vediamo quanto resta questa parte italiana, però pensavo almeno iniziamo questo vlog questa settimana con un piccolo update in italiano, perché lo faccio veramente per voi, perché lo so che vi piace. Inoltre a questo ho anche visto che avete veramente richiesto la mia vita quotidiana in base allo studio, e ripeto, come sapete la mia università non sta in Italia ma sta sempre in Svezia, quindi ovviamente studio quasi tutto a distanza tranne questo corso finale che sto facendo ora sull'arte rinascimentale e barocca, che avrà anche un punto di incontro a Roma. Io ovviamente sono già qui, quindi perfetto, però per gli altri studenti vengono dalla Svezia o magari qualche altro paese. Quindi diciamo che per questa settimana vi voglio portare un po' in giro e magari con più focus sui miei studi e com'è la vita da studente a Roma nel 2026. Io veramente sto pushing like the life of a student quite far, ma onestamente perché da quando ho iniziato a studiare da capo, la vita da studente mi ha veramente permesso di vivere in paesi diversi, incontrare nuova gente, e ho veramente scoperto tanto in questi ultimi 5 anni che non penso che avrei fatto nello stesso modo se fosse rimasta a Stoccolma e nel stesso ambiente di prima. Quindi se potevo scegliere di non graduate avrei scelto questo e avrei probabilmente cercato di andare su un altro exchange. Chissà, forse sarà pure possibile, vedremo. Io consiglio tutti vivamente a studiare e studiare più possibile, e in realtà non capisco le persone che hanno avuto una grande difficoltà nello studio e che non si sono trovati bene. Secondo me allora è perché stai studiando qualcosa che non ti piace. Se ti piace quello che studi, la vita del studente, secondo me, almeno come l'ho vissuta io, è stata molto meglio della vita come impiegata ad un lavoro normale, ok? Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, I don't really care. È stata la mia esperienza. Vabbè, quindi iniziamo questa giornata e bentornati al vlog. Sometimes I scare Marco just showing up like this, and I don't know why he gets scared every time. But I got these masks quite recently and I've been wanting to try them because they're pink and I love pink. Anyways, the world has returned to order, which means I got my nails done. I don't know why, but every time you get your nails done and you go from like no nail polish to a fresh manicured polish, I feel like I can take over the world today. And we're quite gonna do that. Like not literally, but almost. I've had quite a slow morning, as you can tell. I did snooze my alarm for an hour. I think like getting up before 8 is just not something that is biologically in my body. And you know that some people have different clocks because like evolution apparently was really smart about that. So like some people should be able to hold the guard during certain hours and other people around other hours. And I think I was not meant to do the morning watch. I think I'm more of like evening, really when things start kicking off in my life. You know, I have an office next to me, and while I'm doing my skincare, I'm like hanging laundry, I'm watering the plants. People are like fully having responsibilities over there, like working. So that's kind of funny. They must think I'm some like crazy housewife, but no, don't be fooled, because this day we're gonna do work stuff. I need to answer emails and I need to meet some deadlines, and then after lunch we're gonna head to the library and I'm gonna pick up some reading and also my thesis, because there's a deadline on that one as well and I need to defend it in May, which I'm not so worried about, but I do really hope that I get to do some of the excursions or study trips before that so I can like really gather some material, because unfortunately since I study the mosaics outside of the Italian peninsula. That's kind of where I'm starting. I think I would like to expand in the future as well and incorporate Palestine, Syria. A lot of that material isn't necessarily accessible online, especially Northern African mosaics. So I have an upcoming trip going to Tunisia, hopefully. There are other places as well in Northern Africa where I would like to go, but due to it not being super accessible as a tourist, I think we're gonna start with Tunisia and see how that goes. Yeah, just a brief update, but we're heading to the library, so I'm gonna take this mask off, get some makeup on, and yeah. Also, I just got this robe. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Literally behind the scenes, guys.
3 hours later.
The aftermath. Now I'm so hungry, I'm gonna eat, and then I need to catch this beautiful day and also get some study. Mai nella vita mia avrei pensato di avere le palme fuori la finestra e comunque stare in una città grande come Roma.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Hi, where is your outfit from?
So my jeans are from Levi's, my shoes are from Zuzanne, my sweater is from Benetton, and my coat is Burberry, and my bag is Felicia.
Love it so much, thank you.
And my glasses are Ray-Ban.
I just want to take 2 minutes and answer probably 2 of my most common questions, which are 1, what do I film with, and 2, how do I edit? Now, I film on my iPhone 16, and for editing I've used Final Cut in the past, but lately I actually use CapCut the most. And I'm definitely not an editing expert, and you obviously get a lot better as you go. I know a lot of you maybe want to start vlogging, and my biggest advice is just to give it a go. But if you're completely new to editing, you don't really know where to start, or you're trying to figure out your own style, I think learning the basics first really helps, because once you understand the fundamentals of editing, the creative part comes a lot more naturally. That's why for this week's vlog, I've teamed up with Skillshare. They have classes that cover the basics, but they also help you level up properly. And what I like is that the classes are structured. It's one person, one process, start to finish. So you're not jumping between 10 different videos and hoping that something is gonna make sense. They have video editing classes for CapCut, Final Cut, and also other editors, and they're all taught by people who actually do this professionally. I watched the in-depth CapCut video editing masterclass, and I learned a lot of new ways to make my own editing more efficient. As mentioned in my last vlog, I still do most of the editing myself, and once I really understood the basics, it made me work a lot faster and more confidently. So if you want to learn properly instead of guessing, the first 500 people to use my link in the description or scan this QR code will receive 1 month free trial of Skillshare. Alright, back to the vlog. It was the last Sunday of the month, which means that a lot of museums and archaeological areas in Rome are free. Now I'm lucky because obviously art history is my discipline, so I don't have to pay for those museums that have that type of discount anyways, regardless of the day of the month. But if you're going with someone who is not part of that faculty, it's a great way of going to museums and nice places for free. So we went to Villa Adriana, which is located in
Tivoli, which is around 40 minutes outside of Rome. And it was a beautiful day, as you can see, so it was super nice walking around the archaeological area and just seeing this absolutely incredible place that you can only imagine how luxurious it must have been back in the days. Like, I think if I would be a resident here, like, I don't care, I don't even need to be an emperor, I can be a servant and live here for the warm part of the year, and I think I would have the best life ever. A few days later, my mom came to visit from Sweden, so we had a lot of aperitivo and lunch sitting outside now that it's warm enough. We also took another day trip outside of Rome going towards Viterbo, where there are these really nice thermal baths, and I can really recommend it. We usually go to Saturnia, which is a bit further away in Tuscany, but this one is, I believe, still in the Lazio region, but south. And it's a bit shorter, the travel, you don't have to stay there the night, you can. But it was so nice, I can really recommend it. The place is called Terme dei Papi, and as you can see, like, honestly, this pool was so hot, and afterwards we went and did like the natural underground sauna, which was absolutely amazing. And then afterwards they like tucked you in, and it was really relaxing. I think next time I really want to like add some packages to the experience because it was so nice. You may or may not notice, but my channel got hacked, and that's why I haven't been able to post for quite some time now, because there was a lot of issues. But of course, if you're watching this, that means I did finally get my channel back. I was worried there for a bit. Long story short, I was just minding my own business a morning, and I was looking at my emails. You know, I was on my way out. I was a bit, maybe not in a rush, but I didn't look twice, and well, I'm never gonna do that again. You maybe already get a lot of collaboration requests that goes to spam folders, right? Because they're kind of easy to see when they're spams versus actual requests. But this one hadn't gone to spam, and I looked at the website and I thought it looked like kind of good, like nothing wrong with it. So I signed up and I got like an invitation code that went through, and I basically created an account, which is kind of a common practice if you work with YouTube or as a creator, like on other platforms as well, that you sign up with your email address and you can apply to campaigns and companies or brands can contact you. So that's what I did. The problem was that it asked me to connect my YouTube, and I have done this in the past for my Instagram when I've done like UGC collaborations, or I don't know, sometimes I've given access to statistics, and that is something I'm never gonna do again. Once I linked my YouTube, or so I thought, I was completely locked out from my Google account. So that included my job email, my YouTube, all of the passwords I had saved in my Google account, my cards, and obviously I panicked because I had like all of the security measurements or whatever methods that you can have, and I go into my authenticator app and I see that I'm logged out. But I think the biggest the biggest realization was probably when I went and like was trying to get like a text message to my backup number, and I see that it's not longer my number. Oh my god, like that was honestly horrible. I lose access to everything, and I started to panic and like, oh my god, is this like somebody like trying to get my I don't know what they wanted. It was very apparent when they're streaming like some Bitcoin scams or whatever on my channel, and that of course wasn't me. So but thanks to that, YouTube shut down my channel as a way of like protecting suspicious activity that obviously isn't aligned with my content. So but it has been a hassle getting the channel back. I've been in contact with YouTube now for weeks. They also removed my AdSense and like payment details, and I had to go through all of the verification process again with my ID and proof of address, and it was a lot of things, actually, like way longer. And it also took a lot for them to like just put my channel back up and give me access. But thankfully the same day I was hacked, I managed to get into my Google account, so at least I could like access my mail and my passwords. I removed all of those just in case, but it was mainly like the channel that really took a lot of time to get back. But here we are, and I am so excited to be back. I'm also very excited to start posting regularly. I really want to get back to post every day at like
5:36. It's drama here. Well, it wasn't really a long story short, kind of a long story long, but now you know, and I'm super excited to be back, and I want to get back to posting once a week because this is something that I really enjoy doing, and I hope you do too.
Silvia mi ha detto che tanti di voi imparare l'italiano e sono appassionati dell'Italia. Comunico che io offro lezioni di italiano, di grammatica, di conversazione, a tutti i livelli. Vuole cominciare, chi già conosce qualcosa. Parlo inglese e spagnolo, quindi anche per Spanish speakers. Fatemi sapere, Silvia vi metterà la mia email below, e chi fosse interessato a fare delle lezioni di italiano mi contatti. Ciao!
So I got a very nice delivery a few days ago from Fraudulent, and as you saw in a few clips before, I've already used this bag, so it's a fake unboxing, okay? But I want to style it today. Here's the bag, and this one is the regular size. There is a bigger one as well, and I can let you know, because I couldn't find information about this online, that if you have a 13-inch MacBook, it will fit if you have the angles out, but it will stand up. So if you definitely want to use it for computer, then I would go for the bigger version. But I'm heading out. I have some editing to do. This vlog, for example, that you're watching right now. So let's style this bag. So I have a white t-shirt already on, so let's not make things more complicated than they need to be. And as you can hear, I've been a bit sick this past few days as well. So even though it's fairly sunny outside and actually around like 16-17 degrees, I'm gonna do a pullover. And this one is dark blue, and I think with the bag it's gonna look really cute. Funny fact about this shirt is that I'm like 90% sure that it's a vintage Chanel sweater. Absolutely crazy, because you who've been following me for a while know that in Tokyo, me and my friend Jackie, who showed me this place, used to always go to, everybody knows about the weekend thrift market, but there was a stand where you would buy a plastic bag for 500 yen, so that's around like €3 or something, 350. Basically everything you found, you could fill the bag, so you only paid for the bag, and we found the most incredible things. I have found a shirt from Paul Smith, a vintage cardigan from Missoni. Jackie actually found this one for me. It doesn't have the label, right? So it doesn't say Chanel in the back because the label is completely gone. But what's interesting, well, first of all, it has the Chanel gold buttons that look to be very high quality. Then inside, it has still the wash and care instruction and the size, and that one is in a Italian or French sizing, so it's a 40, so I think it's an Italian sizing. All of the care instructions are very like detailed in like an embroider, so it's not printed. And when I got it, I also put to wash it, but I didn't want to wash it in the laundry machine, so I put it like just in the bath. Actually, I put it, and it released a lot of color. Like the bath was entirely like black, dark blue, and that basically shows that the dye that was used was a natural dye. So that's also very indicating that this is probably a original vintage merino wool pullover from Chanel that I got, I would say basically for free, because I got so much stuff. I filled the entire bag and I paid €3 for the entire bag, and this was one of the things I found. And that was a bit of a backstory of like the most crazy finds you can make sometimes. So for jeans, we're gonna do these blue jeans from Simon Miller that I got from my friend Cecily. I still love them to this day. They're this like wide jeans, but they're a very good length if you have shorter legs or if you're not that tall. For shoes, I'm not really sure. I wanted to go with a pair of sneakers, but they're a bit dirty and I don't really have the time right now to clean them, so I think we'll do loafers. My best advice is to really invest in a good pair of loafers. I use these so much, and when you have a good pair of shoes, I don't mind at least to go to the cobbler and like fix them up, which I've done a few times already, but to be fair, for the amount I've been using these, they're still like, they look pristine. Okay, let's do a last fit check on the stairs.